way back 10, 15 years ago. Everyone was just enamored.
We're the #1 consumer brand on Facebook.
It's very effective.
For social media, we relied heavily on traditional mediums like print and broadcast.
Major corporations like Coca-Cola are cashing in too.
We use social media in a way to engage our customers.
40% of people say they've purchased an item after seeing an influencer use it on social media.
Now with social media, you really have an opportunity to be part of that consumer dialogue.
When people ask me what's the best social media marketing strategy, all they care about is, what should my average CPC be? Or when do I duplicate my campaign? Like, come on man, you've got to be stupid if you think the best way to get customers to buy your product is by getting a CPC below $1. Y'all completely forget about the creative or the ad. Y'all forget that the first glance of your brand is essential to drive your customer to your website to make that purchase. So here's the thing. This video is going to be about how to get customers to notice us through our creatives. And when you have an amazing creative, your viewers will go crazy and that will make your video go viral. So, how do we go viral? Let's think about it. How do videos go viral? So I've seen that most videos go viral because they are funny.
Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash...
If your brand can include humor in their ads, then good. But mostly, if you think about it as a brand, you've got to evoke a stronger emotion. Let's talk about the bigger brands.
Apple has become the first company in the world to reach a market value of $3 trillion.
It's the company that promised to change the world.
Apple was earning more than $1 billion a day.
It just solidifies the fact that this is a company that's been hitting all cylinders.
In 2012, Apple launched their Think Different campaign.
And so what we're going to do in our first brand marketing campaign,
one of the greatest marketing campaigns in the world. Now, let's watch a bit of the Think Different campaign before we get into it.
Troublemakers. The round pegs in the square holes. The ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do.
So, how did that make you feel? Motivated? Ready to change the world? Yes, that's what Apple wants you to feel. They want you to feel motivated and driven to conquer the world. Apple makes you feel confident. Consumers don't buy iPhones just to make phone calls or to text their friends. There's so much more behind it. They want to make a good impression, and Apple has made them believe that they can help them do that. Now, how is this going to apply to someone who's trying to build a social media strategy? Well, the reason this worked so well is because of the rise of social media. Back in the day, it was difficult for videos or ads to go viral. Companies used to buy advertising spaces on digital screens and billboards, and it did reach a lot of people, but it didn't really help in going viral. This is because you couldn't share things as easily as you can now. Since people like the Think Different ad so much, they shared it to their friends and family, and the presence of Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter helped Apple reach it to a much wider audience. Now, let's see how we can use the lessons from Apple's campaign to run our ads. Firstly, always make sure that your ad grabs the attention of the audience. People should want to click on it and want to watch them. It should direct them through every step you want them to take. So build their curiosity, excitement, and make it memorable. They should want to buy your product when they see it next. It should be on their bucket list. Let's go over some ads of a few upcoming brands that have come up mainly because they've leveraged every social media platform to reach a wider audience. Pretty Little Thing, or PLT, is a huge clothing brand for women. This brand leveraged Instagram to the max to build their following and their customer base. PLT's strategy was quite smart. When they launched, Instagram models were on the rise. And regular women were curious to see what they wore and how they dressed. PLT signed with influencers and made them post content wearing amazing PLT outfits. This grabbed a lot of attention, and this reached a lot of women, which helped grow the brand's following. PLT's Instagram and Facebook posts are made with the intention to get likes, follows, and shares. Their posts show all kinds of women in their outfits. This made their posts relatable and made different types of women see themselves in these clothes. PLT made the pricing very affordable, so it was easier for women to get a hold of them. Like, think about the customers who would want to buy your products but have to pay their rent soon, or the college students who don't have a lot of money. PLT catered to all of them, They made their clothes so affordable that their customers didn't have to think twice before buying. So let's look at the chain PLT created to build a loyal customer base. Firstly, they used women from all shapes and sizes. This made their models extremely relatable. If you look at the aesthetics of their Instagram posts, you can see they are very likable. This move created excitement and curiosity within their audience who are waiting to see how they can get their hands on these outfits and take the same kind of pictures. Now, this is how we should build up a strategy. It should be clickable so we can get our audience to click on the ad and go to our website. We should create a demand for the product. We can do this by posting really good content of it on Instagram and creating aspirational value. Trust me, it's not that hard. Just try to research more about consumer behavior. Now, how do you beat the competition? Let's talk about the Olympics that was held in 2018 in London. There were many big sports brands fighting to be the title sponsor for the Olympics, and the one that won the sponsorship was Adidas. Everyone thought this was it for Adidas. This was the golden opportunity for Adidas to take their brand a step further than all their competitors. Adidas sat down with the Olympics committee and made a set of strict rules to follow so no brands can steal their shine. Now, the first rule was that no other brand should associate their marketing campaign with the Olympics. And since the Olympics was taking place in London, only Adidas was allowed to shoot their marketing campaigns there. No other brands were allowed to do so. And finally, other brands weren't allowed to use Olympians in their ads. So Adidas basically had the bag. They were 100 steps further in this game. But there was a small twist, and when common men and women were interviewed, they assumed that Nike was the title sponsor. How did this happen? And not just that, Adidas gained about 12k followers during the Olympic season, but Nike gained about 52k followers. So, what did Nike do? Let's watch the commercial before we get into it.
There are no grand celebrations here. No speeches, no bright lights. But there are great athletes. Somehow we've come to believe that greatness is reserved for the chosen few, for the superstars. The truth is, greatness is for all of us. This is not about lowering expectations. It's about raising them for every last one of us. Because greatness is not in one special place. And it is not in one special person. Greatness is wherever somebody is trying to find it.
Did you feel that emotion after watching this commercial? Did it hit you in the chest? Yes, that's what is required to build a successful ad. Instead of using athletes, Nike used regular people with big dreams who were pushing and striving for greatness. And why did the audience think that Nike was the title sponsor? Because they were shot in different parts of the world called London, like London, Ohio, and London in Shanghai. And since the Olympics were held in London, England, the audience just assumed that Nike was the title sponsor. So before you get into duplicating campaigns and cutting ad sets first, dissect your ads. Understand what your audience can relate to and what feeling they desire. Build a good ad. Let me know what you want to watch next in the comments. I'd really appreciate to subscribe, by the way.